There's a fresh sense of optimism that I sense today, and it's long overdue. And I would say, since New Moon, the energy has actually been quite miraculous. I was struggling before, thinking that I was getting left behind, and I've maintained my daily practice and tried my best to hold the highest frequency vibration each day that I can, and it's carried me through, so it's great. I'm looking around today and it's a lovely day. It's actually, clouds just come over now, but it's warm and very refreshing. See, the birds are really chilled. I've been thinking about the 432 hertz and the healing tones that brings us, and why it's been corrupted and raised 8 hertz to 440, which was adopted as concert pitch, as I understand things. And what it does is it's like you've got peace and then it's slightly highly strung, so there's a little bit of subtle stress sitting over the top of it. And I found it interesting that it was tweaked by 8 hertz to 440, and when you look, numerology value of that is 440 is 8, so it's been tweaked 8. The 440 adds up to 8, and then the really interesting thing is, so it's 440 hertz. So if you look at H, it's the 8th letter of the alphabet, and 26 is the Z. 6 and 2, 8. What is the thing with the 888? So it's a little bit coincidental, I find. When I mention struggling, yeah, most of this year's been struggle and not sure if I'm going to make it. That's the feeling that I've been trying to integrate with this feeling that I've carried for a long time. And what I was shown in a meditation, when I was asking, why can't I just hold this frequency? What am I doing wrong? I was shown like we kind of go up to a frequency and then drop because we can't hold the frequencies, stronger frequencies, and we carry on like that, and then we find the frequency and it drops again, and we keep going along, and it's as if each time the frequency is getting higher, but all the time we're learning to integrate that little bit more, and when we can hold that frequency for longer periods, well, this is when we see a breakthrough, but this will come. At the moment, my frequency is not staying for very long, it's dropping quite quickly, and my reaction to it dropping is what sustains it, and I have to get that back again. So this is what's been going on, and when you look at it like that, you think, you step out of the personal situation, and it's like a game then. When you can see how to play the game, it's much easier. So I thought I'd share that. I'm just looking amongst the debris from the fallen trees that went down fairly recently and trying to find useful pieces, really, just tidy it up a little bit so I can move about a bit, make pathways, move a few limbs and twigs so that I can move silently. That's helpful. But I found some useful Y branches, and I'm working on trying to make my little personal chill out zone here, my temple in the woods. I'm trying to make it a little bit more comfortable. So I've been finding pieces I can use for steps because it's very slopey here, and there's lots of it, and there's certain pieces that are very good for making pins out of, so pin them in place, and it's a slow process, but as I'm moving about, I'm remembering where, you know, I've had problems walking up certain areas, and I'm starting to see things on sight and just improve the area. But anyway, behind me, I don't know what you can see really, is the devastation from those 3 trees went down in the winds recently. They need some clearing up. I've been working on it, freeing up some younger trees whose branches have been restricted because the bigger trees have fallen on them. So, you know, while I'm doing all this, I get various little ideas about what could be done with this, the best way to tidy this up. I mean, clearly nature chooses what's going to happen for various reasons, and the wildlife will have different environments to make homes in, which I was concerned about, because last year I was concerned about, in the lockdown era and all that, the locals were digging paths through the woodlands, and the old pathways were getting discarded, and trees were getting cut, and roots were getting trodden and damaged. And I was concerned about, because of all the activity, the wildlife was moving to quieter areas. Now I know where they go because I track them and feed them now and again. So I keep my eye on this. So within the year, nature's answered the call and brought, with the fallen trees, new homes and protection for the pheasants and squirrels to play. It's adventure playground for the squirrels. So again, I can just breathe in the peace of that and know that everything is in divine order. Look what's just blown in as I return to my tree temple. A beautiful, auspicious, angelic feather. Yeah, pieces like this are going to come in very handy for structures. It's quite strong, this one. There's a few more. There's you know, these are solid pieces, quite good for weight bearing. So I might make myself a seat to sit on the slope with, which would mean 2 of these Y branches sitting further down the hill, and then a strut across joining the 2 of them, and then other logs going across that from the hill. So yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun, and getting back to fun. There's no purpose for it. It's because I've got the idea, and I can see how to do it, and it's the doing it that is the fun. And I'd forgotten this, and it's really important. The simplicity of using these things, the connection with the wood and the earth, and thinking of the resources that are in nature offering themselves, and what a lovely environment. It's why it's like a temple for me, because when I come here it really does offer me some peace, and I'm constantly asking, there's a presence here, so whatever the presence is, whether it's a dryad that protects this tree or what, I don't know. But there's interesting information comes through and ideas come through when I ask what I can do in return for the peace I find here. It's silly little things like go and find some Y branches, think about making structures, make life easier for yourself around the camp. Around it. I haven't actually slept here yet. It's too many trees for a fire for a start. But sleeping on a slope on so much flint doesn't really entice me in any way. Thanks for listening to the ramblings of a man who finds peace in the woods and wants to share it. Breathing in the peace and breathing out the calmness into the field. To replenish the field, it was there for me to breathe in, so I breathe it back in. It goes through my system, and the energy wants to move on. Back to you, beautiful brothers and sisters. The weather's turned a little. It started raining, very lightly. I've been cutting wood into logs. I'm sitting down now, listening to the woodpeckers in the distance, beautiful. Well, I hope you like the footage. My battery's run out, so going home. Love you loads. Well, it's been an interesting afternoon. Seen a few birds I didn't expect to see, and so close got to feel blessed. Speak to you soon.